This is a message to all my fellow artists out there who struggle to find their artistic identity, who look at the pieces they create and become frustrated with the quality of their results. Those who have already begun to lose hope of becoming satisfied with their work. Don't be fooled. Art is neither a quick nor easy task. In actuality, it's a long, time-consuming, strenuous, and oftentimes frustrating process. However, it's also a fun one, and with plenty of dedication, the payoff is always worth it in the end. In this community, never should never exist, and can't ever be a thought. Now, of all the terms I could have used, you may be wondering why I use such simple and straightforward terms like never and even can't. It isn't as if there's a whole new meaning to these words, right? Well, for these words in particular, it's the context of their use that always grinds my gears. And I hear it in this context a lot. But why is that the case? Why do so many people immediately jump to these terms? This is an issue that I find so often in the art community. Newer artists will feel so discouraged by their abilities early on, and rather than saying that they're practicing or thinking in a more optimistic light, they'll state, "I can't draw," or "I'll never be able to draw like that." I've received these exact statements with my own art pieces. Yet the fact that artists use these terms so much makes absolutely no sense to me. The definition of never states at no time or moment. On no occasion, not ever. While for can't, the terms can and not are combined to form a definition of no power or ability. And these exact terms have had almost the same meaning throughout their existence. Yet using these statements when referring to your own abilities couldn't be any more false. Everyone has the ability to master different tasks, but it takes time and effort to do so. Not to mention, this time isn't the same for everyone. The amount of improvement it takes one person 2 months to achieve may take another 2 years. And that's okay. We all learn at different paces. So just because you may not see much improvement yet, doesn't mean you weren't improving at all. As a member of an art website for 5 years, I know this all too well. But I'm getting too ahead of myself. Let me start with when I was first exposed to the art community. I've been drawing for as long as I can remember. A simple hobby involving random doodles in my notebooks that led to being one of my favorite classes in school, and finally a passion that I like to express whenever I have free time. This was around the time I joined DeviantArt. This website, as explained by them, is the world's largest online social community for artists and art enthusiasts, allowing people to connect through the creation and sharing of art. Its community includes numerous forms of art and allows fellow artists to support each other through constructive critiques and compliments. As I've stated before, I continued to post my creations on this exact website for 5 years. 5 whole years! And because of this dedication, I've actually achieved over 3,000 supporters as well. Go me! But that alone should explain that it was a super long journey for me, and it is for almost everyone. But that's the most important thing, that I didn't give up. It wasn't that I didn't have the ability to draw when I was younger, it was that I was still in the long and tedious process of learning and perfecting my skill and style. And that's not even counting the years I spent in art class in my younger years of school. Most of my life I've drawn, altered my style, targeted my weaknesses, and if I wasn't satisfied, I'd try again. Art is not easy, and it never was. To learn art is like learning a sport. Not everyone is able to pick up a football for the first time and throw it perfectly across a field, and the same goes for drawing. Do you think Vincent van Gogh woke up one day and said something along the lines of, "I want to be an artist," and created Starry Night that day? Of course not. He actually decided to become an artist in 1880 at the age of 27 and with no experience with art training. Starry Night was then painted 9 years later. Not days, not months. 9 years. That's why it frustrates me so much when I see people decide to pursue art, yet a few months later they're already beginning to talk so negatively about their skills. To use the words never and can't is discouraging, It holds you back from the potential that you have because you trap yourself in this mindset of believing you truly do not have the human ability to learn how to produce art. It's times like this where artists focus so intently on the quality of their art that they forget that the whole premise of art is to express yourself and have fun while doing so. So rather than saying never or can't, say I'm learning or I'll improve. Because not only are these terms more logical, but they're more positive and they motivate you as well. To simply give up your efforts and state that you can't or will never be able to create artwork is like refusing to try. It's a verbal statement of quitting, and there's no possible way to improve if one simply gives up. Art takes dedication. There's no secret trick or technique to make you improve faster. It takes consistent practice, and it can be time-consuming. It is no way an easy task to master, but there will always be room for improvement, as well as the ability to improve. So rather than being discouraged and stating, I can't, try to develop a more positive mindset of, if I continue to practice, I can only get better from here.